And what does the kicker do? He tries to kick a line drive, and Jordan Davis blocks it. Scoop and score. Take it to the crib. 61 yards. Game over. Eagles win 33-26. What a story. What a game. What an experience. And I'm watching the game, and I'm saying to myself, why can't it look like this all the time? Offensively, that is. That second half was a marvel. That second half was something to behold. That was one of the best Jalen Hurts performances I've ever seen, especially in the comeback. That comeback rivals the Buffalo Bills comeback in 2023 in the downpour, in the torrential downpour, in the hurricane. Eagles wearing the Kelly Green jerseys. Eagles are at home. Eagles are not playing well. Jalen Hurts stages a comeback with A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith and Olamide Zaccheaus. DeAndre Swift at running back. This comeback rivals that comeback. For different reasons, of course. And I don't know. Something about this comeback made it feel more improbable than that previous one. Just saying. Something about this comeback felt more improbable. And obviously, the gap, the point differential was larger. This is the largest comeback since the Miracle of the Meadowlands. This is the largest comeback at Lincoln Financial Field ever. This Philadelphia Eagles team is tough, and they don't flinch. And it begins and it ends with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. And I tell you guys, and we all know this, this is not a complicated team to run. And what I mean by that is you have Jalen Hurts at quarterback, A.J. Brown at wide receiver, DeVonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley with this offensive line, who isn't really playing up to snuff, quite frankly. I think Landon Dickerson is really dealing with something. He hasn't really been himself. You obviously had Lane Johnson go out at right tackle. Matt Pryor comes in, looks awful. Fred Johnson comes in and turns the tide for the Eagles, right? This Eagles offensive line hasn't been playing up to par this season thus far. And I think they will get better because they're too talented not to. I think they will improve. But when you got an offense this loaded with talent, it shouldn't look as difficult as it did in that first half. They had -1 passing yards. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And it shouldn't be something that we should be seeing. That should be an improbability. To have -1 passing yards in the first half, and you got A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley, and Dallas Goedert on your offense. That shouldn't even be a outcome. So I look at Kevin Patullo and I say to myself, why are you overcooking this shit? I understand we got Saquon Barkley and we are considered to be a run-first team, but guess what? You got to tweak that. Teams are selling out to stop Saquon Barkley. Teams are throwing everything, the kitchen sink, they're throwing everything but the baby in the bathwater out the window to stop Saquon Barkley. So you have to pivot. You have to give them something else to think about. And when you got Jalen Hurts at quarterback and A.J. Brown in one-on-one situations, you got to take advantage of that. You got to isolate A.J. Brown by himself as the X receiver. You got to isolate him, get him in one-on-one situations, and force the DBs to make a choice. Because you know what happened when A.J. Brown caught that go ball in the third quarter? When A.J. Brown caught that ball, I think that was a 38-yard pass from Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. And it put the Eagles at the Rams' 33-yard line. When they did that, the Rams were in single high. After A.J. Brown converts that, what does that force the Rams to do? The Rams completely change how they play defense. Now they go into cover 2, trying to limit A.J. Brown's impact. And guess what? That leaves the middle of the field wide open for Dallas Goedert up the seam. Wide open in between both safeties, right behind the linebackers. Jalen Hurts drops it in the bucket. And Dallas Goedert delivers on a 33-yard touchdown. You see how things open up when you got A.J. Brown and you got DeVonta Smith going? This is what it looks like when you got these guys cooking on a heater. This is what it looks like when you actually are letting your quarterback cook. Kevin Patullo, take your head out of your ass and let these young boys do them. A.J. Brown said it in his post-game interview. He said, when you got killers on this team, you got to let them do their thing. We've been too conservative. And I feel like A.J. Brown has been a good sport about this shit, knowing he's frustrated. But he hasn't made it about him. He's just been patient doing his job. You saw Jalen Hurts on that sideline looking at Kevin Patullo and talking to Jamal Singleton like, hello, this is what we're supposed to be doing, y'all. It's easy money. We just got to go take it. The way the Eagles performed in that second half spoke tremendously about the championship medal they have. That's what you call championship DNA. Every team doesn't have that. A lot of teams don't have that. Matthew Stafford has that. That's two situations where he's put his team in position to win the game against the Eagles. And what happens? The Eagles defense steps up because they got that championship DNA. But also in this game, Matthew Stafford had opportunities to put the game away. Couldn't do it. Completed only 54% of his passes. Only threw, if I'm not mistaken, he threw 2 touchdowns, had an interception on the first drive. You can't turn the ball over against the Eagles. You can't keep kicking. You can't keep settling for field goals. But again, as the Philadelphia Eagles, you don't want to spot your opponent 19 points. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to go into halftime only having -1 passing yards. You don't want to be in that situation. So I think now the code has been cracked. We get it now. Teams have committed to stopping Saquon Barkley. So you know what you got to do? You got to make them pay. A.J. Brown one-on-one, you see it, just throw him the ball. DeVonta Smith, open on the out route, open across the middle, finding the soft spot in the zone, just throw him the ball. Dallas Goedert, open up the seams, just throw him the ball. Saquon Barkley on that Texas route, just throw him the ball. On that wheel route, just throw him the ball. You got guys that can really catch the ball on this team and that are dominant and that are physically imposing. A.J. Brown looked like a battling ram. A.J. Brown was looking like Donkey Kong out there. He was looking like Bowser. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You feel me? And Smitty with the go-ahead game-winning touchdown. I mean, you have legit blue-chip players on this team. Blue chippers. National champions. Top 3 guys at their position. Kevin Patullo is not that difficult. So this second half, and if you notice, in the second half, they went up-tempo, which makes me feel like Jalen Hurts was doing a lot of the play calling there. And obviously, Kevin Patullo was calling some plays, right? He had to be calling some plays. I know yesterday I said I can't give him no credit for that win. And I really, really don't want to, but I think it's unrealistic to say he wasn't calling any plays in the second half. I think that's just unrealistic. I was emotional yesterday. It comes with the territory. But they were in 2-minute offense that entire second half. And Jalen Hurts was just carving them up, surgical, making it happen with his legs, but most importantly, making it happen from the pocket. And the Rams were blitzing. The Rams were throwing everything in the kitchen sink to throw Jalen Hurts off his game, and they couldn't get it done. And Jalen Hurts was getting beat up in that first half. He was getting beat up at the top of the third quarter. Stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and lead your team to the victory. This is not something that should be this difficult. A.J. Brown, let me look at the box score real quick with you guys. A.J. Brown. Well, first of all, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts went 21 for 32, completed 65.6% of his passes, averaged over 7 yards an attempt, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, a 117.4 passer rating. He also had 9 carries for 40 yards, averaging over 4 yards a carry, and 1 rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts had 266 yards of total offense, completed 65% of his passes, 4 total touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground, averaged over 7 yards a pass attempt, averaged over 4 yards a carry. Only had the fumble loss because his right tackle and Matt Pryor couldn't do shit. Couldn't even really blame Jalen Hurts. He got terrible protection on that right side. You also got to give credit to Jared Verse and Byron Young for making it difficult. Let's just call it what it is. But when Fred Johnson got in the game, it was a totally different story. Totally different outcome. Totally different outcome. At some point, they got to stop doubting Jalen Hurts. At some point, they got to realize that this kid, this grown man, at some point, they got to realize this man just gets it. He just understands how to win football games. He always gives you exactly what you need to win. He always does exactly what's necessary. Jalen Hurts is like that family physician. He always gives you what the doctor's ordered. He's always giving you exactly what the doctor ordered. Always. And that's why I have zero doubt in Jalen Hurts' ability to win another Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. Will it be this year? Hopefully. Will it be next year? We'll see. But Jalen Hurts is going to retire with a grand total of 3 Super Bowls minimum because he has it. He knows how to win football games. He can win from the pocket. He can win with his legs. He can lead men. He's unshakable, unbreakable, impregnable. A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, remarkable wide receivers at the position. A.J. Brown in the second half alone, 6 receptions on 10 targets, 109 receiving yards, averaged 18 yards of reception, a touchdown. Longest catch of the day, 38 yards. DeVonta Smith, 9 targets, 8 catches, 60 yards, averaged over 7 yards of reception. You see, DeVonta was a chain mover. A.J. Brown was the world mover. You follow me here? DeVonta Smith was a perpetual chain mover for the Eagles. A.J. Brown was a game breaker. DeVonta Smith also had a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. And I love the tandem that A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith are because they play the position so differently. And they give you different things that you may need at different situations.